First, it is my honor to introduce Ms. Kwan. Ms. Kwan is the Director of Life Semantics. She finished her nursing degree in Seoul, and she is the Director of Digital Health and Digital Therapeutics and General Manager of Digital Therapy, Clinical Trial and Licensing in the very famous Korean company, Life Semantics, leading the digital healthcare service planning. Ms. Kwan will have her presentation on value proposition and digital therapeutics in Korea. Let's all welcome our speaker, Ms. Kwan.
Pulmonary rehabilitation is vital and one pharmacology treatment for COPD. The use of bronchodilators alone cannot improve the breathing difficulty in COPD patients. In the end, the key is to improve the amount of activity through the pulmonary rehabilitation. There are many high-quality evidence for the positive outcomes of pulmonary rehab, including reduced COPD symptoms, increased physical activity, improve the daily life function, and also improve emotional health. Although pulmonary rehabilitation has huge benefits, the execution rate is quite low, which is mostly because of priority research failures. Physical therapists, trained doctors, exercise equipment, and physical space all need to be in place. Therefore, they are mainly in charge of the rehabilitation in social settings, but their accessibility is very limited. Here, digital transformation of pulmonary rehabilitation may be the key to overcome this limitation. Life Semantics developed a digital-assisted pulmonary rehab named Radical Zoom Team. Zoom Team means get rid of stuck breathings. Digital-assisted pulmonary rehabilitation holds much more benefit compared with conventional rehabilitation, while many its advantage. It is cost-effective, can be personalized, is not limited by space and time, and show better patient adherence. It is especially important for patients with lung disease to provide individualized exercise program depends on the patient condition, not to do the same exercise. So as a first step, Zoom can use baseline evaluation results to calculate the patient's walking speed, number of steps, and exercise time to provide the patient with the most appropriate rehabilitation program, and guide the speed with the metronome to help maintain the appropriate intensity. It also monitors oxygen saturation and heart rate to help the user exercise safety. By conducting several clinical trials with Zoom Team, we get better results than expected. Patients diagnosed with COPD were recruited to use their exercise program with the mobile application 3 to 5 times a week for 12 weeks. There were 68 years old on average. We have a prejudice that older age patients may be low compliance because not familiar with the mobile device. But as you can see the case on the slide, with lung All patients also can be very active partner. In the treatment process, enabling patients to play as an active partner is essential. This is because self-management ability is improved during custom accumulation of experience and knowledge. In a policy study of lung cancer and COPD patients, proportion of patients who exercise more than 3 times a week after treatment using Sumtu showed a 62% increase, and patient satisfaction was 4.1 points out of 5. The exploratory clinical trial conducted prior to confirmatory trial report excellent results. Our findings related to Sumtu were published in high-impact paper and reported improvement with exercise capacity, and shortness of breath, and quality of life in patients with COPD and lung cancer. Until now, Sumtu is making constant progress. We have obtained approval from the NFDS for confirmatory clinical trial, and now we're conducting the trials, and I'm to proceed with the application of approval within this year. Now I'd like to present you what the next step for Sumtu project. Lots of DTx companies, including LifeSymantec, are undergoing the successful clinical trial process. However, a good product doesn't always equate to commercial adoption and high usually, especially in healthcare sector. For example, even leading companies such as Path Therapeutics and currently showing the lower than expected fulfillment rate. We, the LifeSymantec, are approaching the market in a slightly different perspective, where we plan to utilize telemedicine, which provides ubiquitous access to medical professionals to increase distribution rate and distribution rate of these therapeutics. This way, patients would be allowed to access DTx much easier without having to leave their home, and medical professionals would be able to more effectively monitor their patients using the synchronized data from DTx solution. As LifeSymantec is one of leading telemedicine providers in Korea, we plan to be the first player in the market to provide a DTx solution using telemedicine in Korea. We also plan to expand the partnership with the local DTx player in the near future. Our Sumtu is close in its way to successfully let to the public. However, designing and developing the application and going through the long and painful clinical trial process was a big burden for us all the way, but we learned a lot. DTx industry is still immature, and most of the stakeholders are inexperienced. Regulations lead to fine-tunes in stance on licensing and reimbursement policy, and there are not enough dedicated research personnel yet. There is a need for a CRO dedicated to DTx, but it has not been activated yet. So most of them currently provide service based on traditional biomedicine clinical trial experience. Developers with a common application engineering knowledge have a lot to run in terms of handling healthcare and personal data. Life Semantics, being one of first mover in the industry, is trying to help excel the growth of the industry by starting a consultation business for early stage DTS companies that provides a comprehensive service including regulatory consultation, software development consultation, and fundraising support. Korea is a country with strong healthcare and digital industry competence. We believe that a good loss from the experienced players such as ourselves, the DTS market growth will be exponential growth in the near future. We, Life Semantics, are also seeking to expand our DTS presence overseas. Our preference at this moment is countries with strong DTS track records, such as US, who recently started to cover DTS solution by health therapeutics with Medicare, and countries like Germany with DTS fast-track policy like EasyV. To ensure our expansion abroad is successful and effective, we have actively seeking a partnership with the foreign entities. Whether it be consultation and CRO companies or other DTS companies, they are willing. Hopefully, our solution can reach coding ground soon and successfully help those in need of respiratory care. Thank you for listening.